An era will come to an end tonight. Could that mean that we possibly witness winds of change, winds of change, winds of change, because Nick Khan's a fool. I'm John Renton with my review of WWE NXT TakeOver 36, a show that peaked an hour before it ended. That NXT UK Championship match between Walter and Elia Draganov was fucking tremendous. Hook that match up into my veins. I want to marry that match, and you can't marry a wrestling match. Put that match on my goddamn urn when I'm cremated. I don't even think you can do that either. I fucking love that match. One of my favorite matches of the year. I'm going to rewatch it after I do this review. Fucking tremendous. Unfortunately, the show wasn't over after that, but I will say I'm going to have a lot of praise for most of this show. There are a few things I might critique, but I will say as far as takeovers, this is one of the better takeovers that they've done in the past couple of years. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. So we have Mackenzie Mitchell and Sam on the pre-show. Let's hear it for Sam. Well, I mean, Mackenzie looked great. I'll say that much, and I'm happy for her and Vic Joseph because, man, they seem like a really happy-go-lucky couple, and Mackenzie just has that bright, bubbly personality, and Sam is also there. Ridge Holland took on Trey Baxter, and it was a squash. Ridge wins, and his sink was totally clogged. Wait, that's Holland the country. I'm sorry. I, apologize for that to any of the Holland people that happen to be watching this. Probably all two of you. So anyway, Ridge then calls out Thatcher and Ciampa, and we're going to get that match, I believe, on Tuesday's NXT. So there we go. Now we have an opening video package for every action. There's an equal and opposite reaction. And I just thought of the giant deadly mantis, or rather the deadly mantis that MST3K did. And yeah, there I said, and I'd say it again if I had to. So, inertia. I prefer inertia. Man, I'm going to get in a lot of trouble for this stuff. So, Beth says she flew in from Vegas, and boy, are her arms tired. But it is Wade Barrett, Stu Bennett, it is Vic Joseph, and also Beth Phoenix on commentary. And Vic said, an era will come to an end. Now, if the rumors are to be believed, it could bring about some changes to the weekly NXT product and the presentation and everything. And I'll just say this much. I don't know what those changes will be. I hope that doesn't mean more firings, but it could mean more firings because they fired a whole bunch of goddamn people. And they still have a lot of fucking wrestlers. Hopefully they don't change too much. They feature talents properly. Let them go out there and showcase their stuff. Definitely don't go back to the fucking game show format because my fucking goodness, that was really goddamn bad. So anyway, we have Cameron Grimes. Cameron Grimes to the moon! Ow. Anyway, with Ted DiBiase, fresh off of a Mississippi embezzlement that he just managed to skate over. If you get it, you get it. And Cameron tosses the Butler stuff into a conveniently placed trash can and has $1 million gear and everything. Gee, I wonder who's winning this match. It's LA Knight. Yeah, against Cameron Grimes with Ted DiBiase, $1 million championship match. And if Cameron lost, Ted DiBiase would have to become LA Knight's butler. I made no secret on the weekly NXT reviews that I do. I've not been the biggest fan of this feud. And I like LA Knight. Grimes is very good in the ring. And I love Ted DiBiase back in the 80s and 90s and even his stuff in Mid-South before he became the $1 Million Man. But seriously, I'm not feeling this. Now, again, Grimes is good in the ring and I love LA Knight. He's got tons of charisma. He's really good in the ring. He's sharp. But I also partly didn't care. Now, this match was very well wrestled. I will say that much. This was a well wrestled contest with some good exchanges. Ted does assist Grimes at one point by Irish whipping him so Grimes can drop kick Knight while he's on the steps in the corner and then stares up at the spotlight. So, top rope bump by Grimes. That looked kind of painful. And then release German off the top for 2. And then Cameron kept trying to go for the $1 million dream. He couldn't get it. And eventually, even though Knight kept trying to get the victory, he got the $1 million championship belt. And then they did this awkward thing where the referee got distracted. And then Ted DiBiase fisted him and then got him from behind with the $1 million dream. Oh, what'd you say about the Mississippi embezzlement scandal? Again, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, Google it, kids. So suddenly, cave in, 1, 2, 3, new champion to the moon. Cameron Grimes, cool. All right, great, good. Can we get a different feud? And please, can we not have the $1 million championship belt? I just don't think adding more championships, especially a championship that was pretty much a joke title to begin with, in 2021 is the best way to go. But you know what? People seem to like it. That's fine. It was well wrestled. Wasn't a big fan of the feud, but it was what it was. Dakota in pink and black and leather, and my goodness, Dakota looked great. And Raquel in all her red, splendid glory, wanting to send Dakota into the wall and over the wall and make Dakota pay for it. So it's Raquel Gonzalez versus Dakota Kai, NXT Women's Championship. Things picked up here because Dakota kept hating and running. I know you better than you know yourself. And Raquel used her power, actually did a nice, overhead throw. And Dakota got a nice corner kick just for 2 because Raquel spilled outside and she had to get her back in the ring. And even though Dakota is strong, Raquel is much bigger. The twisting Vader bomb that knocked the breath out of Xia Li. Speaking of Xia Li, I hope she's okay. We got, she, at one point, Dakota was trying to scissor Raquel, which is a visual that I think we all needed, in all honesty. And she just swings her in the corner and then has to swing her again because she didn't quite hit it. Missed it by that much, but it is what it is. There were misses on this goddamn show, and it definitely wasn't just in the women's match. But stun gun sort of on the ropes, and there was a ramp to the ring, so Raquel ends up, throwing Dakota onto that. And then the chiropractor, I love that wordplay, just for 2. Gutbuster in the corner. We get some headbutts. We get a kick. Dakota really brought it. She did some great shit. If they hadn't already called Dakota up to work some dark matches on the main roster, I would have thought she would have won, but alas, she didn't. Super one-arm bomb. 1, 2, 3. Dakota looks upset. Good luck on the main roster. I really hope they use her well. And Raquel continues her reign of adequacy. Raquel is good in the ring for, what she is as far as how she's been brought along, but as far as a character, she's bland. She really doesn't have anything. As a face, she does not work as a face champion, my opinion. So, who is Raquel's next challenger? We'll find out now. Oh, wait, we're going to find out right now. It's Kelly from NXT UK. Boy, anyway, UK, fans are going to be really pissed about that, but I'm excited to see what Kelly will do. She'll tangle with Raquel and maybe beat her. I would actually be all for that. Let's be honest, the NXT UK brand really doesn't have much of anything and will probably be shut down soon, so move everybody over and just let Walter chop people continuously. This was good, though. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with Kelly. So then Elia gets an entrance, and, he's really, really fired up and everything, and Walter gets an entrance. Walter. I actually got to see Walter at a indie show 3 years ago when they did a cross-promotion, with Progress. Actually got to meet Tony Storm at that show. Actually got to meet Mustache Mountain. Super nice guys. Tony, super absolute sweetheart. I would have met Walter, but he looked like he was busy at the time. But man, TV don't do justice for how big Walter is. Walter versus Elia Draganov, NXT UK title. Yes. All this in my veins, in my face. Ow. Really good. Fucking great. One of my favorite matches of the year. If it is not in my top 5, I will be fucking amazed. It was as good as, it was, to me, as good as the one that they had in the empty venue last year. Now, that one just exceeded expectations because it's not that we didn't feel these guys couldn't bring it, but just the passion they put into that, and they put more into it here. Now, there are some that might say there were a few too many kickouts, and I get it. I do get that. But for the story, I'm okay with them having so many kickouts here. Big fight feel. Draganov kept hitting him, running, avoiding that chop, which is smart. Those chops in person. There was one hit on the guy from 20 feet away. I felt it in my feet. That is how loud and hard Walter hits. That sounded a lot less dirty in my head. But yeah, Elia doing some great submissions, targeting the hand, the arm, and everything. Just really good stuff. And then he's on the top, and Walter chops him. Ow. Just hurts. Powerbomb on the apron, the hardest part of the ring. Boo, yay, boo, yay, boo, yay. 1, 2, 1, 2. And then, man, those rifle chops, god damn, those chops hurt. Then into the armbar, and then knees, and then catch lariat, and then another lariat for 2. Walter's beating him down, everything, but Draganov keeps staying in it. Kept fighting. The bruising and the discoloration on their necks and their chests, if they're not feeling that for the next week, I'll be amazed. Now, these guys are great. They are hard-hitting. They're safe enough as far as they know how to, what pocket to put in, so to speak, and where to hit. But my goodness, so fucking good. But there is Elias lifting him and gets him over, just barely over, and that the crowd pops for that. Huge German by Elia Draganov. Big senton, Torpedo Moscow, from behind, and Torpedo Moscow. But oh no, just two. He hit him with his best move. What can he possibly do? And chops by Elia, and then a chop by Walter. Just boom, just hits him for two. And then we start with the sleepers after a superplex by Elia, which is beautifully done. Missile drop kick. Yeah, power bomb for Walter just kept going for this stuff. But then he was locking on that sleeper. He was doing that during this, off and on as well. And then he hits a chop. He hits the chops, the knees, powerbomb, a splash for two. That's how he beat Pete Dunne. But he didn't beat him here. Into the sleeper. Elia got out. Elia fired up and everything. Got a sleeper on Walter. And kept just going with it, just strangling him and everything. Just like a predator, just like laying it in. And Walter gets up on the ropes and then does the thing where he was trying to land where he was going to land on Elia, but of course that probably would have killed Elia as good as he was, or at least fractured 80 million ribs, and the human body doesn't have that many, so it would have been bad. He would have been like jelly. Not of the KY variety. Have fun on seeing that. But he did manage to, he took a bad bump, but it was what it was. And then Elia just kept on it. The sleeper, the kick. He was just beating him. Ow. Man, that really does hurt. I can only imagine what these guys went through. But he just kept beating him and everything. Just kept hitting him. And he's got the sleeper finally on. It looks like Walter has escaped, but he's got the sleeper on and just cranks up on it, and Walter taps out. And I think everybody in the CWC, that ass-tacular crowd, all due respect to anybody that, actually was a passionate wrestling fan trying to cheer on and not be an idiot there. Great job for you guys. Fuck everybody else who was just being a goddamn moron. Worse than Full Sail. That's saying something. But everybody at home was just like, whoa, Walter tapped out. What the hell's going on? I can't believe it. And that was something. That was a big moment. Elia getting that after not being able to beat him almost a year prior, and the build they had to this, I don't mind it. Now, Walter won't come to the main roster because he doesn't want to be on the road as much. He wants to be with his family, and that's fine. I totally get that. As natural of a worker as he is, as great of a heel as he is, can you imagine how tremendous he would have been in Crockett or Mid-South or even the AWA? Could you imagine that? You imagine how well he could have done in the territories. Fucking hell. Him working with Bruno, oh boy, that would have been something. But the whole point is Walter, tremendous and everything, but Elia, this is about Elia winning the NXT UK Championship. So goddamn happy. Fuck, I bet he was sore. Fuck, Walter was. I was sore for them, and I didn't even take that. Sore for them. It's like George Foreman. No, it's not even close. Tremendous fucking match. Unfortunately, the show was then, it wasn't all downhill, it just could only go down from here. Grimes has a promo, he's all happy and everything, and Ted, props him up and all that. Regal says to Joe, supposed to be unbiased, but go kick Cross's ass. Okay. O'Reilly comes out first, and then Cole comes out to a pop. Will this be the last time that we see Adam Cole in NXT or WWE in general? I kind of fucking hope so, because you know what? I don't blame him if he wants to leave. So it's the 3 stages of Heffel and a Truffle. Or Huffle and a Truffle. Need to watch that pig movie with Nicolas Cage. Moving on. First match. Singles match. I'm going to be honest, guys. I like this match, but I've seen the unsanctioned match and then the singles match and then all this stuff that they've been doing and everything. It was all encompassing. And they tried to do so much. They didn't have it go way too long. I'll say that much. Probably because the NXT UK match went on so goddamn long. But, O'Reilly does end up getting, after countering the Panama Sunrise, gets a trap in the corner. 1, 2, 3, gets the victory. And so he's up 1-0. Then we get a street fight where we get chairs. And then O'Reilly puts a can on Adam Cole's head. And man, I bet he can and will not be able to hear out of that for a while. And it's unfortunate. You see, that hurt his mouth. He does know a dentist. The doctor will see you meow, but she doesn't know ears very well. So she knows different kinds of canals, not the ear canal. Because dentistry in the ear would be really messed up. I probably just gave an idea to Blumhouse to have horror stuff in ears. So anyway, I don't know what I'm on about anymore. Cole targeted the ribs a lot because O'Reilly kind of landed, with a bad spot on the apron and everything. It was like gasping for breath. I hope he's all right because I look kind of bad. Kendo stick crossface, and Benoit's thinking, man, I should have thought of that. I'm going to hell. So we get a lockjaw by Cole. Man, God, who the hell does he know that's a dentist that does a lot? Right. Actually, Britt did that Yushi Goroshi or whatever to Red Velvet on the August 13th Rampage. So that was really nice. And you know what? I'll actually say here in a bit. I'm going to finish this stuff. Super kicks, great. Super kicks, exactly what matches need. Now it's fucking super kicks. Onto the stage, Cole holding his elbow after a barricade bump. And they put the chairs thing up where they're sitting like this, and then O'Reilly gets thrown onto that. And the last shot, 1, 2, 3. Third match is in a steel cage. But Cole's like, oh, the doctors are checking on O'Reilly. I'm going to beat him up and then powerbomb him onto the announcer's table. And I'm going to throw him in the ring. So the Lego, type cage takes him in the Lego, and the cage is like, okay, I need to move. Why the cage is like this and talking like this, I don't know. And it folds. And they have a match where, well, it certainly happened, didn't it? It certainly fucking happened. O'Reilly kept, hit a knee to the neck after, coming back for a bit. Panama Sunrise 4-2. And then Britt gave Cole those cuffs. I'm just going to let that marinate right there. And he handcuffs O'Reilly to the ropes. And then O'Reilly gets him in the heel hook. Now, it's a one-arm heel hook. Now, he's hooked to the ropes. And Cole can't get away. And then suddenly, just taps out. Okay. Thanks for coming, Adam Cole, baby. Honestly, Adam Cole's done everything in WWE. If he wants to leave, cool. If he wants to leave, that's fine. The crowd was chanting bullshit, which, look, if Cole does go to the main roster, fine. I mean, he's not going to stay in NXT. I'm going to say that much, because there isn't anything else for him to do. Unless they let him, he won't get rid of his Twitch, so if the main roster, or if, he goes to Raw or SmackDown and they want him to get rid of his Twitch, he'll just fucking leave. Now, if he signed a full-time deal, for big money and everything and wants to stay, whatever he wants to do, I'm happy with. But honestly, I can see him going, and it is what it is. Adam Cole's done great. He will do great elsewhere if he decides to go elsewhere. So, Legoland Phantasm talks about Hit Row. The match is this Tuesday, and I couldn't care less. Seriously, I don't care about this fucking feud. Joe gets a pop. Cross does not have Scarlett. The crowd chants, we want Scarlett. He is Mark Merrill 2.0. All due respect to Mark Merrill, who actually does great motivational speeches and really tried hard as Johnny B. Bad. Cross has a great look, and that's it. NXT title match, and Joe chants, Joe basically won with the Muscle Buster. I don't really have much to say about that because he won, and it was what it was. So, Cross got beat. Now he's going to get beat constantly on the main roster, and then Scarlett's going to get brought up in the busty blonde. Oh, such good shit, pal. Wow, she's so hot. Okay, I'm going to have to retire the Vince impression, at least until the next time I need to bust it out. But yeah, Cross is going to go up to the main roster and probably lose. The main crosser, if you will. Samoa Joe, the up-and-coming 42-year-old guy's NXT UK. He won it from Elia somehow. No, NXT champion for the third time. And he'll probably drop it to Pete Dunne, or, well, he could have dropped it to Bronson Reed, but no, they didn't want to keep somebody talented like Bronson Reed. Who do you think Joe's going to drop the title to? Let me know in the comments. So yeah, pretty good takeover overall, but I will say that after the UK title match, it went down. It went down because it couldn't go anywhere but down. Because they hit the freaking peak. It was like in the goddamn sun. It was brighter than the sun. Colby Callier was correct. And hot as hell. Anyway, this is weird. Agree, disagree, what I said. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.